Lytucan was born and raised in a rural area in northern Vietnam. Her childhood was not peaceful because her father died early. She lived with her mother and made a living by farming, planting and raising livestock. At the age of 18, her mother suddenly passed away due to a serious illness, so she became an orphan and had no relatives by her side. Although life was difficult, it did not make her surrender, because Tien was a very strong and resilient girl. At the age of 20, she met and fell in love with a man named Tien. But life was always harsh for her, because after marrying Tien, she had to live with her husband's parents. Her husband was a man with no ambition, because he was spoiled by his parents. He spent all his time partying, drinking, and gambling. After 1 year of marriage, Lytucan gave birth to a child. But, unfortunately, the child passed away before he was 1 year old. Since then, they have not been able to conceive again. During the 5 years of being Tien's wife, Lytucan had to endure bitterness and humiliation from her violent husband and his family, who did not love her. They only treated her like a maid in the house. But she did not give up hope in her husband and his family because of those difficulties. Lytucan always worked hard in the fields and took good care of her family. Until one rainy day, a big incident happened to her, causing all her hopes to disappear, and she fell into extreme pain. Her lazy and playful husband brought another young girl home, and she was pregnant. He told his parents that he would marry the young girl, who was pregnant with his child. His mother was happy about this, because the birth of a child was something she had been waiting for many years. Lytucan was in great shock. She was very miserable. She thought she was Tien's legal wife, but Tien and his parents were cruel enough to treat her like a hen. That couldn't lay eggs, and Tien wanted to divorce to Tien. To marry a new wife to Tien was heartbroken and crying, begging her father-in-law to help her. But her mother-in-law said that she was the one who had the right to decide everything in this house to Tien. Couldn't give birth to a child to continue the family line. So she would have to leave her, except to stay and take care of the second wife, and help her during her pregnancy, and take care of the baby that was about to be born. While her father-in-law still had a little love for her, because he knew that Tien was a gentle and hard-working girl. She was the one who had taken on the responsibility of taking care of his family for many years. With this great shock, Tien could not accept the harsh truth. She thought that if her husband married a new wife, her presence in this family would no longer have any meaning. She decided to leave in despair and tears. Her father-in-law expressed his sympathy, while her mother-in-law, Tien, and the other girl expressed their joy. Tien wandered around the whispers of the villagers. She sat unconsciously on the dangerous stream bank. She was lucky to meet a fisherman. He took Tien to the village chief's house to ask for his help. The village chief explained that Vietnamese law does not accept polygamy. The young girl thought that she was also a victim, because she did not know that Tien was married and that she was pregnant. So she had to follow Tien. Thanks to the intervention of the village chief, Tien had more strength to claim her rights. She said that during the 5 years of living together, she tried to work hard. The properties such as buffalo cows, pigs and chickens were all made by her own efforts. Now she did not accept leaving home with nothing, just empty hands. In a poor countryside, one property that she demanded from Tien's family was a buffalo. But he said that it was all his parents' property, and Tien would not receive anything. After the village chief finished listing the family's assets, he said that Tien was still Tien's legal wife, so Tien had no right to kick her out of the house. It was still her house and she had the right to stay, while waiting for the settlement. The village chief left Tien and his lover, still heartlessly chased her away and did not let her in the house. She could only cry and lie in vain. Will Tien be strong enough to fight to get her property? Please continue to watch the next part. Thank you for watching the video.